The iPhone versus Android debate continues, especially now that Apple has introduced iOS 15 and Google has published Android 12. While you can buy a phone from a variety of firms, it will almost certainly run one of two popular mobile operating systems, iOS, if you choose an iPhone, such as the new iPhone 13 series, or Android, if you opt for anything else. Both platforms are well established at this point, having been around for almost a decade. That means both offer extensive feature sets, and there's very little that one can't do better than the other. Nonetheless, each has advantages, and there are reasons why you might prefer one over the other. The advantages and disadvantages of the iPhone 13. Right present, the greatest Android phones are. Do you wish you had more screen real estate? Take a look at one of the greatest Android tablets. We compare the strengths of each mobile platform, comparing iPhone versus Android, so you can choose the best one for you the next time you buy a smartphone. Check out our Pixel 6 versus iPhone 13 comparison if you want to view the current Android and iOS flagships. You've made a commitment to Apple's ecosystem. This may sound like a flimsy excuse, but Apple makes a wide range of tech devices, and acquiring an iPhone makes a lot of sense if you already own a Mac, iPad, or Apple Watch. Apple has created a number of tools that allow you to transfer work and data from one of its devices to another, and these features can save you a lot of time. Take, for example, Handoff, which allows calls on your iPhone and web pages in Safari to easily transition between iOS and macOS. Text copied on one platform can be used on another with Universal Clipboard. Another of our favorites is Continuity Camera, which lets you use your iPhone's camera to snap photos and scan documents, then view and edit them on your Mac. You can also make purchases on your Mac using Apple Pay's biometric authentication features on your iPhone. Only a few Android phone manufacturers have hardware ecosystems that come close to Apple's, and even those that do, like Samsung, don't offer the same level of integration as the iPhone and other Apple-built products. With its New Your Phone app for Windows, Microsoft is helping Google bridge the gap slightly, allowing Android users to respond to SMS and notifications on their PCs, albeit the experience is a little awkward and there is still work to be done. There are many of other fantastic examples of iOS, iPadOS, watchOS, and macOS continuity, and the iPhone is an important piece of the equation, especially now that iPhone apps can be smoothly moved to macOS. Power users who are already steeped in Apple's ecosystem would benefit greatly from adding an iPhone to their arsenal. That's not to mention friends and family members who prefer to communicate via iMessage or FaceTime. Third-party apps are simply superior. This is purely a matter of personal opinion, but as someone who has switched back and forth between iOS and Android for as long as both platforms have been, I've consistently been blown away by the quality of iOS developers' apps, and usually disappointed by their Android counterparts. Don't get me wrong, Android has some fantastic products and developers, but they're tougher to come by in my experience. For example, one of our favorite Twitter apps, Tweetbot 5, is only available on iOS. By contrast, Phoenix 2, one of the best third-party Twitter apps we've seen on Android, pales in comparison. Henry T. Casey, one of our staff members, uses Bear to write blog articles on his Mac and iPhone, but we've yet to find a note-taking app for Android that's as thorough and slick. Even established companies' apps, such as banks and airlines, may run smoother and cleaner on iOS than on Android, with superior connection with the phone's basic functions, such as wallet. There is a wider range of accessories available. If you go to any Best Buy or Target, you'll find aisles of cases for every iPhone Apple makes, something that can't be said for the Android crowd outside of the top firm's flagship smartphones. You're out of luck after you get past the semi-healthy variety of things developed for the Samsung Galaxy S handset. Any brick-and-mortar retailer won't be able to provide you with a selection of accessories for your new Pixel or Motorola handset. Sure, you could go online and get a $4 case from Amazon, but you'll know exactly what you're getting. Advertisement. iPhone cases, screen protectors, vehicle mounts, and other accessories are just far more plentiful and diverse than you'll find for any other phone, and this is more essential than most people realize. iPhone users will never have to worry about not being able to locate a case that suits them. With app tracking notifications, you have more privacy controls. App tracking notifications were included in one of the most recent iOS updates, allowing you to opt out of apps following you across your phone. This was a significant victory for privacy campaigners and a big setback for many third-party firms, such as Facebook. This feature does not exist on Android, and we doubt it will ever exist. Don't be fooled into thinking that iOS is intrinsically more private than Android. Apple still collects a lot of information about you, but iOS is more resistant to third-party intrusion. It feels great to take away a capacity to track you. There isn't any bloatware to speak of. When you initially turn on your iPhone, there will be no bloatware pre-installed, regardless of how you bought it, where you bought it, or what iPhone you bought. That means there are no power or data siphoning programs ruining things behind the scenes, which you didn't ask for. If you've ever seen how a new Android phone comes out of the box, especially one purchased through a carrier, you'll be relieved. Even buying a Galaxy Z Fold 3 for $1,800 won't protect AT&T users from the annoyance of seeing CNN and DirecTV Now in their app drawers. It's even worse if you acquire a low-cost device from a discount carrier that has been substantially subsidized. Without a service commitment, Android consumers who buy one of the top unlocked phones will have a higher chance of avoiding bloatware. It is also dependent on the business. Unlocked Pixel phones, for example, don't come with any third-party apps. On the other hand, it's not unheard of for some unlocked phones to come with some unwanted sponsored software or ads. Advertisement. You benefit from faster software updates. With the exception of Google's Pixels, Android phones receive fewer upgrades than iPhones, and when they do, they are less frequent and typically delayed. Phones are available in a variety of price ranges. Android runs on the vast majority of smartphones in the world, and because so many firms produce Android phones, they're available in every price range. There are inexpensive phones under $500, such as the new Pixel 5a, as well as some of the greatest tiny and big phones, as well as phablets and foldables that cost far more than $1,000. Whatever your budget, there's a good chance you'll be able to discover an Android smartphone that meets your needs or offers unique features. The same cannot be said for iPhones, which have a history of being pricey at launch before dropping in price with subsequent iterations. The iPhone 13 mini, which costs $699 and has a 5.4-inch display, is one of the most affordable new Apple phones. The Galaxy S21 FE is the same price as the Galaxy S20, but it boasts a 6.4-inch 120Hz screen, a telephoto lens, and a substantially larger battery. Then there's the $599 Pixel 6, assuming you can find one in stock. The iPhone SE is Apple's most affordable iPhone, and it's a terrific smartphone with phenomenal performance for only $400, albeit its look is outmoded and its screen may be too small for some. It's more adaptable. Despite the fact that both iOS and Android have changed over time, Android has always been known as the platform for consumers who prefer to experiment with and customize their devices. The home screen launcher, for example, provides dynamic widgets and the option to hide apps anywhere on a page or in a drawer, something the iPhone has only recently caught up to with iOS 14. You can even replace the default launcher on your Android phone with one from the Google Play Store. If you prefer a third-party software to one that came pre-installed on your phone, Android also lets you download third-party replacements for fundamental services like web browsers, keyboards, and media players and set them as the default versions. Over time, iOS has improved in this area, albeit the implementation is still a little clumsy. Finally, we must discuss manufacturer skins, which are bespoke user interfaces and Android system software tailored by certain phone manufacturers, often with additional features and the opportunity to build themes for your entire experience. Some Android aficionados prefer Google's stock version of the operating system. Many customers, however, prefer phone makers' own software, such as Samsung's One UI or OnePlus Oxygen OS, because of its additional features, such as the ability to snap scrolling screenshots and conceal photographs and videos in password-protected folders. Google, on the other hand, shook things up with Android 12, which introduced the new Material You design language. This trend improves on the look and feel of Android over the last few years, allowing for more personalization. There's a pseudo-theming system that adapts to the colors in your wallpapers and applies them to the entire shade system. It will be interesting to watch how Samsung and OnePlus adjust things in their own skins. You can, sometimes, increase the storage capacity. Although expandable storage is less common these days, it is still available on select Android phones. This lets you to store images, apps, and other media on a microSD card that won't fit on your device's internal memory. Advertisement. Given the expensive fees Apple and other phone companies charge to double or quadruple storage when you buy your cell phone, this is an incredible benefit. Why spend an extra $100 to $150 on a new phone for an extra 128 GB or 256 GB of storage that you're not sure you'll use, when you can just spend $70 on a 512 GB card later? Furthermore, while headphone jacks are becoming increasingly rare on high-end phones these days, certain Android smartphones still have them, a much requested feature Apple removed from its phones in 2016. For those who still want to use their trusty old wired headphones, this is a significant thing. Having an iPhone is a more straightforward and convenient experience. There's less to think about, and because Apple's iPhone is the most popular smartphone brand, there's plenty of assistance available wherever you go, whether you need a new battery or just want to get a new case. In those ways, owning an Android device is a little more difficult. It's also more liberating since it gives you more options: how much you want to spend, what hardware and software features you want, and how you organize and personalize your experience. If you're picky about your technology, Android might be more liberating, dare I say, fun, yet you'll probably be disappointed by the dearth of high-quality apps, for example, Twitter, and accessories. Advertisement. There's no better place to start than our listings of the best iPhones and top Android phones if you're undecided about which device to switch to. Whatever device you choose, be sure it is compatible with your operating system.